Hello and welcome to adfartech Venture Podcast. I am Janvi Agrawal, your host, and today we have a special guest joining us, Mr. Syed Faisal. He knows a lot about data, computers, and even space science. He has worked with Fortune 500 companies to small and medium-sized enterprises to academic institutions. But in today's episode, we will learn about something called blockchain technology and how it can help us in the future. Faisal is very passionate about it and he's very excited to share his thoughts on how this technology can make life better for everyone. So let's listen and discover the exciting possibilities of blockchain technology for a better future. So before we start with this, Faisal, as I've given the introduction about you, can you just let us know, what is your background? How did you get interested in blockchain technologies? Few words about yourself.
Okay, so I'm a bit of a computer software engineer, and as well as a bit of an astrophysicist. So, I started my career as a .NET developer uh, more than 16 years ago, and working mainly in ERP and the CRM development. Then I moved to astronomy research and scientific computing. At the same time, I continued my consulting work in software development and for the industry as well. And a few years ago, I started take interest in blockchain technologies, mainly because it was coming. There was a lot of hype around it. Then I explored. At that time, most of the interest in blockchain was related to the financial applications. But then I gradually developed interest in the non-financial or non-speculative assets side of the blockchain technologies, like related to sustainability, ESG, and NFTs for goods, like for charity organization and stuff like that. So that is something my background. I have also worked on Web 2.0 related applications, based applications related to finance, sales, e-commerce, and social impact, like donation platforms. So this is my background. With blockchain laboratories, we are mainly focusing on ESG aspect of the blockchain technologies. We are working in carbon credits. We are working towards inclusive finance. We are working towards charity via blockchain, and even we are working to some extent gaming, but gaming with also um, it's like a learning platform in terms of land management, forest development, things like these. So the main focus now is on ESG aspects of the blockchain technology for me.
Okay, so you have diverse, you can say diverse topics to talk about on blockchain, but the specific topic that you want to talk about is ESG, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So before we start with the official podcast, I just want to give a brief introduction about myself as well as my company. So can I do that?
Yeah. That would be good.
Okay, so dear audience, I'm Janvi Agrawal, your host, and this episode is proudly brought to you by adfartech, a pioneer technology solution provider dedicated to innovations and efficiency. At Aftar Tech, we are IT and tech platform with main focus on IT solutions, IT resources, recruitment, and tech audio podcast. With partnership over 50 plus tech giants like SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, Pega, OutSystems, APN, Salesforces, Cloud Area, Informatica, and many more. We specialize in services like ERP, app development, data and AI blockchain, cloud managed services, UX, UI, testing, and cybersecurity. We have a huge team of over 20,000 plus experts in various fields who can either on-site or offshore can be deployed within 24 hours. We are big on hearing from tech leaders, and today we are starting with Mr. Faisal as our guest. Okay, so Faisal, should we start with the questions or do you want me to give you some time?
Yeah. Start with the questions.
Okay, so can you just let me know what's the core of the blockchain development?
Okay. So in terms of blockchain technology itself, which is the main focus is on decentralized decentralization of control. Instead of having a central control, the control is more democratic in terms of that. In terms of development, the main focus again, the traditional software development and traditional computer science play a lot of role in the development of blockchain. With the core concept of software development, you also apply it in blockchain as well. The only thing is that you apply it for decentralized ledger technologies or DLTs instead of traditional databases. In fact, a lot of applications employ both Web 2.0 and Web 3.0 or blockchain related technologies simultaneously. So, as to become a software development, full stack software developer in blockchain technology, you need to have a good understanding of software development in general. So that is the core aspect involved. These are the core aspects involved in this.
Okay, so basically, blockchain is all about decentralization of control from one software to another.
It's basically democratic. To some extent, but the main idea is different nodes participate. Instead of having a centralized database, nodes, thousands of nodes across the whole network of blockchain communicate and develop a sort of a consensus to agree upon the nature of data or the validity of the data, and then that information is updated in almost in sync across the blockchain. So that's the whole core of blockchain. It brings decentralization, transparency, and credibility for the validation of the data.
Okay, so basically it has like three main aspects: transparency, decentralization, and one more, that was
Credibility.
credibility. Okay, so how do you think that it's gonna help the developing nations?
Yeah. So, like for example, a major focus in blockchain technology is now carbon credits. One of the things, like in countries like Pakistan, India, and some other developing countries, that they don't produce as much carbon emissions as they suffer from the consequences of the climate change. So what is happening is that many developed countries, the companies in many developed countries, they are offsetting their carbon emissions, as they are the major producers. They are offsetting their carbon emissions by investing in reforestation projects, in projects involving the improvement of climate. For that, for that investment, they want carbon credits for the CSR reports, for the compliance on regulations, which are becoming part of many financial institutions' requirements for taking loans and stuff like that. So what is happening is that what developing countries can do is that they can put their reforestation projects, put their projects which are related to converting non-forest areas into forest, or regenerating the forest which have been destroyed previously, and on that they will get some credits. Document those credits. The main thing which becomes a problem in this system is that you need to have credibility and transparency in the system. What blockchain technologies can do, technology can do, is that it brings credibility and transparency. Like you can have verifiable reports, which we call digital MRVs. There are traditional MRVs for reporting mechanism for traditional carbon credits. You can have digital DMRVs, which can be used with blockchain technology to have like as metadata, and then you can have a verifiable status of the project. You can have verifiable tracking of the benefits associated with the project. So organizations like Interwork Alliance are working in standardizing these use cases and standardizing the schemas involved in presenting the data. So what it will do, and then along with like with technologies like NFTs, you can have verifiable certificates. Okay, this land is verified. This project is verified by some validator as a genuine carbon reduction project. So you can invest in that, and the people who are going to invest, they can receive tokens, fungible tokens, which they can burn and which they can, retire to get verifiable certificates about the investments. Like if they have purchased, let's say, 1,000 FMUs or carbon credits for $15,000 or $20,000, they can show it as they can show the related NFT certificate as a verifiable proof in their reports. Look, we have done that investment. This is the NFT for the validation of the project, and this is the NFT which validates our investment in that project. So that really can help the developing countries if they can take benefits from the credibility and transparency reduced by the blockchain technology to market their carbon credit regenerative forest projects, and get benefits or get monetary benefits in the form of tokens. Like say if they are on XRPL, like Blockchain Laboratories has launched a platform recently for introducing method of carbon credit registry. So the project developers will get can sell tokens, can tokenize their project and sell the tokens of against different currencies like XRPs, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even USD, USD tokens on XRPL ledger. We are planning to take the platform on different blockchain platforms as well. So this will help the project developers in generating funds to further develop their project and get economic benefits out of them. So similar, we have started from Brazil, Brazil-based project, but this similar can be applied for India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, and any other developing nation which is willing to combat climate change and at the same time develop their economies in the process.
Okay, so Faisal, it is like quite fascinating to know like blockchain can be used on such a deeper level and even to verify reports.
Yeah. Another aspect of blockchain which is working is inclusive financing, because a lot of time when people let's say want to build their homes and they want to take loans from traditional banks, they have to go through a lengthy process, and a lot of people can't even qualify for those processes. However, if they want to take loans from other outside the banks, it becomes harder for them because they can't present this the validity of the projects. Okay, they are going because there are people who want to invest in improving the lives of people, but they want verifiable proof that their investment is going in the right direction. Like if they are giving somebody money to invest or building their home so that their children can live in that. But the donors or investors, there are issues like people wasting that money on drugs, or wasting that money on gambling or something like that. What can happen is that there are platforms like even Blockchain what is working on a platform called Stiff Money, where people can put their home development or home building project for tokenization. And with the help of the Stiff Money platform, they can generate funds for a verifiable project. And so the investors will have the protection of the validation of the platform. And the people who want to build their homes, they will have a relatively easier access to finance as compared to the traditional system. And that also will help them in once they will get some funding from the platform, they will also will have a credit history now to get funds from traditional banking sector as well. So this is something called which can really work in financial inclusivity. Plus, blockchain can also help in cross-border payments. So making some of the jurisdictions are very have problems of like freelancers having problem of receiving payments, or somebody's having problems of paying payments to certain countries. So especially in the developing countries, because of the regulations, so blockchain technologies can also help in making those cross-border payments easy, as this is as I say, this is not just as a technology for business. It's a more of a it is also democratizing the processes, of the financial institutions, and democratization of economy as well.
Okay, so Faisal, do you think, like, as you have talked so much about the reports and the verification, the process becomes easy. So can it help to reduce corruption in some way?
Yeah. For example, even in ESG market, there's a lot of corruption. People make money out of charity projects. People make money by claiming falsely that some product is sustainable, and people make money by betraying, by violating the contracts. So if you have a verifiable ledger where things are transparent, with verification of the source materials of if they're sustainable or not can be put transparently so that other people can check it while consuming it, or if people can see the values, see the contract without any tampering, because a major aspect of blockchain technology is tamper proofing. So they can easily verify such things on blockchain technology. So this will definitely reduce corruption and help in reducing corruption as well.
Okay. So can you just let me know what are the crucial skills for a blockchain developer for these projects?
So as I discussed earlier, first thing is to have core computer science skills, core software development skills, like data structures and algorithms. And if somebody is going for depth development, then they complete depth to full stack depth or decentralized application development. Then they should also have web development skills. They should know, like, if they want to work, and it also depends on the platform they want to work. For example, for XRPL, you can have Python or JavaScript skills for that. If you want to have EVM, you also need to know a language called Solidity. And for Hedera, Python is also available. So you need to have good core programming skills, and then you also need to understand things like how the blockchain architecture works, like underlying mechanisms. But of course, it depends on which layer of the technology you are working. If you are working on depth, you won't need to worry much about the underlying consensus mechanism like proof of work, proof of stake, and stuff like that. But if you are working on core blockchain platform development itself, then you need to work on different skills. You also need to have some experience with network programming, system engineering, and stuff like that as well. So it depends mainly on, but the core idea is to have good computer science and programming skills in general. You can't, a lot of time, like some of the candidates I interview, they say they have worked in blockchain, but essentially what happens is that they just, they know how to put together a few bits and pieces of smart contracts, or some calling the ledger, let's say how to call the payment or order book functions of XRPL, but they don't actually don't know much about core computer science concepts. So they think it's not necessary. Well, that becomes a problem when you are developing large applications, or any production level quality application. Because you need to have everything related to production as well. Like, you need to know how to encrypt the data going through your dApp. You need to know how to make it secure. You need to know how to develop scalable applications. So all these traditional software development requirements are there as well, in addition to what you need to learn about blockchain.
Okay, so out of all these aspects, what is your initiative and what is your tech focus for blockchain development?
Yeah. So, well, personally, I work in full stack, but my main background is from backend development. So I deal with APIs which interact with the ledger technologies. But my other team members, they work on front end as well. They also work on back end and other. So it's, I suggest if you want to have a starting point, then you need to start with, like, playing with algorithms, and then interacting with the ledger technology and handling the associated data, and then you build upon small baby steps and build something step by step.
Okay, so to build it step by step, you will have to manage the budget as well. So how do developing regions manage their budget for blockchain development?
Okay, yeah. So apart from the development, good thing about developing countries is that they have low cost software development. They have their software development cost a lot lower than the developed countries. You can hire 5 or 6 resources from in the cost of like one resource. If somebody wants to hire a developer in US, you can have let's say even a junior developer. You can have 3, 4 mid career or senior 1, 2 senior developers in the same cost. So that part is like sort of done, but other one major cost is the gas cost or the cost of going on mainnet and transaction cost. So for that, I suggest instead of going for platform with higher gas cost as a startup, look for platforms like XDC or XRPL, which have low gas cost to work with, a lot less than dollar for transactions, instead of going for Ethereum or other network where the costs are relatively high. Especially with the currency conversions, you will get a very high bill in local currencies. So I suggest go for XDC and XRPL for giving a proof of concept about your application to the investors. And once you get the investment and you get right clients, then you can, of course, you will be able to afford it. But start small and start build incrementally. Like one major mistake many software development companies in developing countries or in developed countries do is that they want to build a complete detailed product, and they spend 2, 3 years without any launching or getting validity from the market. So instead of that, build incrementally. Get the basic idea out in the form of a basic product. Like Facebook started with small and then they gradually added features, instead of keep adding the features so that you will have a very huge product once you launch, because you never know whether the user wants those detailed features or not. So there's a concept called lean startup, and you can apply it in many software development products. So, and even with the blockchain products. So, and there, and to get the feedback from the customers, I suggest using design thinking principles and getting, so that you can develop user-centric products. And for software development, use process itself. Use agile has been is very has become like a standard in most of the software companies. So, in a combination of design thinking, lean startup, and agile, as advocated by Gartner, is something which can really help in the product development process and containing costs.
Okay, so overall, your conclusion is we should start small and then keep adding the updates in it. So,
Yeah, and get the market feedback continuously, because you, at the end of the day, you want a product which the user wants to use, instead of a product which you think user should be using but nobody is interested in.
okay. So, what do you think will be the challenges when implementing blockchain in low tech environment?
Yeah, getting resources, training resources is something really challenging. So for that, I think you need to, what I have seen is that if people have good, instead of trying to find the best, to find the exact right fit from a candidate, what I check is if they have core computer science competency and they have the ability to learn new things. Once you get that, then you spend like some time with them to develop these in-house small projects, and then launching for that and then with those people you have trained, they become your assets, and then you can launch major products with them. But and by chance, if you get somebody who has already worked in the ledger technology which you are working in, then of course you can get them. And what I found is that, again, as long as people are willing to learn, they will be able to adopt into new technologies and new blockchain platform. And this is very important because blockchain platforms are themselves evolving continuously. So that is something really crucial.
So basically, you need to keep yourself updated with the tech around you and learn, get adaptability to it.
Yeah.
How do you ensure there is a scalability for blockchain solutions in underdeserved area?
Okay, yeah. So as I said, focus on getting focus on starting from the low cost platforms like XDC or XRPL, so that they will give you low cost of transactions. So once you have the platform has low cost of transactions, they will be able to provide low cost services to the underprivileged areas. And for the use cases like charity use cases, or for use cases like financial inclusion, because if you go for expensive blockchain platforms, then your cost will be high and you will charge high, of course, from the end user. So start with these new upcoming or already in the market low cost blockchain platforms are the right way of going into the market for developing nations and addressing the needs of underprivileged population.
Okay, so Faisal, we have got pretty much valuable insights from you. Thank you for sharing your experience and expertise with us. It has been an enlightening conversation.
Thank you.
Okay, so well, that wraps up our incredible conversation with you today. We are so fortunate to have you here and your contributions to this conversation. And
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and it was nice to see some interest in the work we are doing, and especially the ESG related work on the blockchain.
Okay, and I even like to thank the wonderful audience who's gonna watch it. So thank you for tuning in, and we hope they had a great time diving into the world of technology, especially blockchain, with us. Stay up to date with the latest trends by subscribing to our podcast then.
Thank you.
Okay.